Thanks, Karen Corley. Yeah, Taoiseach, I want to ask, are you going to listen to these citizens' assemblies when they report? I mean, we establish them, they make recommendations on the basis of the evidence that they hear. So, for example, in relation to the Citizens' Assembly on biodiversity, are you going to listen to them about the Gresham House deal? Are you going to listen to them when they say that state-owned woodland should be recognised and managed as a strategic, long-term national asset for the benefit of the common good? They make such a recommendation because they understand that we are in internationally a 6th mass extinction event, because in Ireland 1 in every 5th species is threatened with extinction, 1 in every 3rd species of bee is threatened with extinction. We're in an absolute dire crisis. And unfortunately, our forestry, the monocultural Sitka spruce model, instead of being a guardian of biodiversity, has been turned into a graveyard of biodiversity. That's a direct consequence of organising our forestry for profits, rather than for combating climate change and for combating biodiversity loss. So, will you accept that you need to instruct Coillte to tear up the deal with Gresham House? If you say you can't do it, okay, well then come in here and pass emergency legislation to enable Coillte to do it. There'll be a majority in the Dáil to do it. The deal must be torn up and Coilte's mandate must be changed.
Thanks very much, Deputies, for your contributions. I anticipate the Government will consider the question of the next citizens' assemblies in the very near future. Once that decision has been taken, we'll promptly bring forward a proposal to the House for debate and resolution. Subject to the timely passage of the resolution, my expectation is the next citizens' assemblies could commence as early as April or May, and should then be in a position to report back to the House before the end of the year. The Government is committed to fulfilling the Programme for Government commitment to establish new citizens' assemblies on matters relating to drug use and the future of education. As I said, we're very keen to have it up and running before the summer recess. I can confirm that the work of the Justice Committee will inform the terms of reference, as will earlier work carried out by former Justice Garrett Sheehan's group and the Justice Committee previously under David Stanton's chairmanship. And it will look at issues in the round, and decriminalisation can be part of that. The 2 citizens' assemblies in 2022 were run in parallel, so that is possible. However, the clear advice from the chairpersons of both assemblies, as well as the independent evaluators, is that future assemblies should be run sequentially rather than concurrently. That's the best way to give each assembly the necessary space and time to undertake its deliberations without undue constraints. In response to Deputy's questions, we are of course going to listen to what the citizens' assemblies have to say. I think it's fair to say we did in relation to marriage equality, on the 8th Amendment, on the climate law, but listening to what they say doesn't necessarily mean adopting every recommendation, lock, stock and barrel. And in relation to the Irish Strategic Forestry Fund, I do think there is some misunderstanding or misinformation here. There's no state-owned land involved, no public land that's being privatised. It is already privately owned land, and most of it is under forest already. And we do need forests for lots of reasons. Yes, of course we need them as a climate sink. We need them for biodiversity, we need them for leisure, but we do also need forests for timber. And that's where spruce and conifers are the most useful, because we want to move away from using concrete and steel in favour of timber, and that's why there is room for different types of forestry. Oh, sorry, just on the issue in relation to the North Inner City Drugs and Alcohol Task Force, I will take that up with Minister Naughton. She's new in her role, but I'll make sure she's aware of it and that progress is made on it.